I have nothing but respect for anyone who trains Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which I consider to be truly a journey of self-discovery. Jiu Jitsu is one of the hardest things that most people will ever do. I don't have a problem saying it's one of the hardest martial arts that you will ever try. With that said, there seems to be fewer women training in Jiu Jitsu than men. Given what Jiu Jitsu entails, that's completely understandable. But personally, I would certainly like to see way more women doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Now, there's so many more doing it now than ever before, but I would still love to see those numbers climb. Now, for that to happen, guys, we have to provide a few simple things. We have to provide a safe environment for them to train in, we have to keep it fun, and we have to stimulate their growth on the mat and in the martial art itself. Now, of course, you want to provide those things to everyone, male, female, child, it doesn't matter. But this video is about the women training Jiu Jitsu. My name is Rad, I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I own Rad Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Personally, I would love to see 50-50 on my mats. I would love to see 50% of my students be female and the other 50% be male. I'll take 60-40 either way as well. I would just love to see those ratios. Personally, due to my love for Jiu Jitsu and my knowledge of the benefits that it can provide you in every aspect of your life, in every aspect of your self-development, your mental, your emotional, your intelligence. Of course I want as many people doing it as possible. But in my experience, I've seen far fewer women doing it than men. Again, it's because of what we're doing. This is just simply not appealing to most women. Guys, it's not appealing to most men. So I have an even deeper respect for the women who really go into it and really love it and really follow it and become very good at it and become very passionate about it. However you take what I'm about to say, I don't mean to offend anyone, but honestly, I truly believe it's a harder road for the women than it is for the men, taking into account size and strength and all these different variables. Look, I have 3 sisters, I have a mother, I have a daughter, I have a wife. I would love every woman that I know to feel confident and capable. And I truly believe that Brazilian Jiu Jitsu provides people with that. The physical means and the martial intelligence to fight confidently on the ground. So to create a comfortable environment where you can bring women into the training and make them feel comfortable, it comes down to etiquette, guys. We have to have a good etiquette, and that comes down to gym culture. We need to understand how we can take care of our women. Not placate them, but take care of them. Ensure that they're safe so they can learn the moves adequately and gain confidence in applying them. So let's start with just showing the proper respect. That doesn't matter if it's a male or a female, but specifically females. What I'm saying when I say show the proper respect is when you are rolling with the women, I have simple rules. You need to use minimal strength. It's what I tell my students, no strength. I say don't use any strength when you're rolling with the women. Now, of course, that's absurd. You're gonna use some strength. So I like to say minimal strength. Regardless of what size man you are, you're gonna have some advantage over a majority of the women that train on the mat. Using that instead of trying to apply techniques just makes you a meathead, and you're not taking care of the women. And the women cannot feel safe and they cannot grow confidence in the moves that the professor is teaching if you're just smashing them with your size and your strength. On your side, you're not using the moves. You're not using the techniques or trying to use them in a more technical manner. You're using your strength. When I roll with women, I use minimal strength and I focus on my techniques. I actually gain so much more rolling with the women on my mats than I do with the men sometimes, because I allow them into certain positions. I'm able to try different techniques. And if I can pull them off on a woman who has knowledge of grappling, then I'm able to try them on the bigger men. Ultimately, because when I'm rolling with a man, regardless of size, they're gonna come at me with all their strength, all their aggression, not always, but most times. And it's harder for me to sometimes execute the finer details of certain techniques. I can't practice them. Of course, that's what drilling is for, but I like to try things in the roll. That's how you learn how to use them in live rolling. So I love rolling with the women. I don't say that to insult the female grapplers, to say they don't have the strength to put me in danger. They certainly do. And they do it in a more technical manner because they can't use their strength as much. That's another reason I see the women in my gym, or the women that I've grappled with in general over my entire journey, who are so much more technical because they have to be, because they can't use the brute strength on all the men that they could probably use on each other. So they rely more on the technique and the intelligence of how it's applied. What I'm saying is I become so much better with specific techniques from rolling with female grapplers. So don't be a meathead. The whole reason I'm making this video and the whole reason this comes up is I've had students come to me over the years, and I recently had some comments from some of my subscribers. A few quick stories, like just some of my female students not feeling comfortable rolling with certain men over the years, just certain men just taking aggression, or when they feel trapped in certain positions, going full ape and trying to smash through things instead of looking for a more technical way to handle the situation. One of my subscribers came to me with a comment asking me for advice because there's a big 250-pound man at his school that just bullies his wife, that just destroys his wife and wrangles her and throws her around, and it's starting to upset her husband, who trains at the same gym. And he was asking me how to handle the situation. Should he smash that guy when he goes with him as retaliation? Or should he talk to his professor? So of course I had to give him advice on that situation. And why is this 250-pound heavyweight destroying, I don't care what size woman that is. And then when I was training in Thailand at Tiger Muay Thai, I was training in one of the classes hosted by Professor Christopher Vamos. And I was having a great time. And there was some women in the classes with us, of course, as always there are. But they weren't having a good time during the rolls, and I was rolling with one of the blue belts. And I was very cautious with her, and we were exchanging good positions, and it was a great roll. So later on, she pulled a bunch of the women off to the side who were primarily white belts, and she started sending them over to me to roll with me. And I heard her saying to them, he has great control, he'll take care of you, you'll have a good roll. Because again, we were people from all different countries, so we didn't know each other, we weren't training together for a long amount of time. And apparently all the guys were just destroying these women. So the highest ranking woman in the room, who had just rolled with me, pulled the women aside so they could have a good roll with one of the men, which was me. And that's a little sad. I'm in a room full of guys at all various belt ranks that don't know how to roll with women, with regard to taking care of them and allowing them to have a good roll. Guys, those kind of rolls, when you're just destroying someone who's smaller than you, that makes grown men quit. That makes men who think they're freaking beast quit. What do you think that's gonna do to women who already know that they come in with certain disadvantages when it comes to wrestling an adult? Take care of the women on your mats. It's that simple. If you do that, you will grow, and so will they, in both your passion for jiu-jitsu and your technique. I could go on all day about different examples of things that have happened to women on the mat. Now let's be real, these things happen to men as well. But again, the purpose of this video is I'm trying to acknowledge the women who train jiu-jitsu, who, mad love to you ladies. I have nothing but respect, again, for everyone who does jiu-jitsu, but specifically for you guys, because I truly believe that journey is a bit harder. For you to grab a hold of it and keep training it and move up the ranks and be passionate about it, man, that's awesome. And my final thoughts on it is like, guys, don't be an ass. Don't be a meathead, don't be a brute. Protect the women on the mats as you would protect them out there. Don't placate them. Don't be so soft that they don't get to try their techniques and they don't feel any adversity. That's not what I'm saying. But roll smarter, not harder. That's with the women and with anyone. Man, you get up against someone who's the same size as you and the same skill set or larger than you, and it's a wash in that regard, and you're gonna have a hard roll, hell yeah. Pick it up, man. You're gonna have to put that aggression behind those techniques. But let's continue to grow this martial art. And let's get more women into training by helping them feel safe, by getting them excited about the training and the techniques, and then they grow to be confident and passionate, just like you probably are. All right, guys, so I just wanted to touch on this subject because, again, I've had things come up with some of my female students over the years. I've had some comments come in and questions come in from some of my subscribers on the YouTube channel, and just my overall passion to get more women training in jiu-jitsu. So of course, this is not meant to be offensive on one side or the other. I just thought I'd put my thoughts on the subject out there on how we could probably make it better. To anyone, male or female, training jiu-jitsu, I'm excited for you, man. I hope you stick with it. Keep training, keep growing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.